right. Sunny D, Sunny D. Oh, there we go.
And action!
Ooh. All right. Let's see what's on Netflix.
And action!
How does this guy keep getting in here? Make sure this guy's not in here anywhere.
And action!
Bro. You can start the intro, man.
Welcome to another episode of Mr. Birdie Productions. I'm Jalon.
And I am Lance. So I'm actually Jalon, and this is Lance. Today we're going to be talking about what it actually means to say action on an indie set. As you saw on our skit earlier, that was a little exaggerated.
Yeah.
That's not how it is on a real film set, but it's more fun to do it that way. So what does it actually mean to say action on a film set? The word action obviously means go.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more that goes into saying action, the things you got to take into account the before, the during, and the after. So obviously I'll talk from a director standpoint. You'll give us some insights from an actor standpoint.
Yeah.
And be short and simple like we always do. So let's start with the actor. What is, before the director says action, what are some of the things that you're paying attention to and making sure that you have in order before the director says action?
Well, this is weeks in planning, is making sure that I know the script.
Okay.
Really just showing up on set, making sure that I know the lines, making sure that I'm comfortable. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So more so just being prepared, which makes more sense. I don't know why the actor's there to act. There shouldn't be more on his plate or her plate.
Yeah.
Other than go there, be who you need to be. So from a director standpoint, there's actually a long list of things that I have to make sure are in order before I say action. And most importantly is like equipment and personnel. So making sure the sound guy he's in a good position where he's not in frame and he has good sound. If you're outside, making sure the environment is as good as you can manage it for, while you're filming. An example of that would be like if you're filming outside and you're in the street and there's a motorcycle driving by, and if you know he's at the stop sign and he's going to ride by you, it's probably better practice to wait until he passes before you say action. This way you guys don't waste a scene and it just kills everything.
Makes sense.
So that's one thing that from a director standpoint, before I say action, I kind of try to make sure I keep an eye on. And I think one more thing that is important to note before you say action is making sure the actors are ready. Because sometimes you guys are in a zone, like you're locked in, but you're not locked in, like ready to go. Like you may be psyching yourself out to get into character.
Yep.
And if I'm not noticing that, like if you're in the corner looking down and I scream action, you're just like, oh, like it's time to go. So making sure the actors are ready and they're like giving you the thumbs up or the cue to be like, all right, let's get going. Yes. So those are just a few things from this side that I think is very important to take note of before you call action. Another thing that I think when we were younger and you see pictures of like movie sets and you see the director in the director chair. Yeah. He has the hat, the megaphone and everything. It's not really like that on an indie set. There's when you don't have as many people, you kind of have to wear many hats that a producer versus director versus a gaffing guy, whoever would do. So there's a lot that you kind of learn being on a set as opposed to like seeing pictures of like Hollywood sets and thinking that's how it is. And, the director being some artsy guy and he's like, all right, action. Like he's really into it. And granted, you just look over at me and I'm just like, all right, guys, it's go time. So big difference in that. But it was a lot of fun, kind of just being able to experience what that's like and being on a movie set. So what would you say some common mistakes are in indie films that we made when we started, filming Deception when it came to like before and after saying action?
Some common mistakes.
Yeah. So what I'll preface it. An average scene for us was, how many takes would you say on average?
I would say. You want me to be honest?
Yeah. Put the number out there.
I'll go a little low, maybe 12.
Okay. That's being generous. So yeah, being new.
I feel like that's accurate. 12.
12 is good.
Yeah.
12 is good. But us being new to filmmaking, you hear stories of like Hollywood is like you get 3 chances and then we're moving on. So what are some of the things that you would say caused us to have to take so many takes other than being new? Like, I granted we get some grace for that, but like, what are some things that you feel like we could have done better when it came to like minimizing the amount of takes? This is coffee, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. I would say just making sure that the actors are kind of, I think you alluded to this before, making sure the actors are just comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard for just anybody just to hit the nail on the head with the first call of action.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes a while for anybody just to warm up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it. I would say just taking time.
Warm up.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning we rushed a lot. You try to be conscious of time and you want, like, if you tell people we're going to film for 3 hours and then you're at like the 2.5 hour mark and you haven't gotten it yet, you start to rush to try to get the scene.
Yeah.
So I think in the beginning that was something that we did. We rushed a lot. And I think going forward, what we won't do is not necessarily not put a time frame on something, but not get caught in our heads of saying this scene should only take 20 minutes to film. Mm-hmm. When anything in film, it will always change, So I think that was one thing we kind of did in the beginning is we kept telling ourselves like this should take this amount of time, and obviously things change. So so those are some of the mistakes that we made. Nothing too crazy. It's all about learning. Mm-hmm. So if you're an indie filmmaker, I feel like make those mistakes, still put your movie out, and then once you get to the finish line, you can go back and kind of see where you can improve what you did well, and grade yourself honestly. So what are some like quick takeaways that you would say when it comes to calling action, that if you had to give like a newbie some advice that we learned that could help them?
I'll do it from the acting side.
Okay.
I would just say, for advice wise, just don't be so hard on yourself. Just be there to have fun. It's an experience unlike anything you really get to experience in life. It's completely different. You're there to have fun, basically. So, but yeah, know the script before you show up to set.
Yeah.
And don't be too hard on yourself. Just have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
From a quick takeaway that I would say for a director is say action with intention.
Yeah.
Don't just say action to get going. Be ready, be prepared. You want to show the actors and everyone else that, you're the leader for a reason. You know what direction you're going. And I think they look to the director a lot in a sense of like, all right, if this dude's kind of lost and all over the place, it takes me out of my game. Yeah. So as a director, when you go to say action, be ready. Have a direction you're ready to go in, a game plan this way. Everything's efficient, everything's smooth, and you get your movie made. I think that's the most important thing. You want to finish your movie, and if you can minimize the amount of bumps you hit on the way there, you'll reach that goal. So that's gonna pretty much it. We don't want to take too much of your time on this Saturday. So as always, before we head out, we want to leave you guys with a scripture that kind of resonated with us when talking about action. When talking about action. So this is going to come from the book of James, chapter 2, verse 17. In the same way, faith by itself, if it's not accompanied by action, is dead. So it just means like belief without any type of movement or action is just a belief. It's just going to stay in your head. So when we think about our belief in Jesus Christ and things like that, there has to be action behind it. You should go out there and talk to people about your faith and the things that it's done in your life, the blessings you've had. So You know, you don't want to just sit back and just dwell in it. You want to go out, have action behind it. In the same way with a movie, you know, if you're going out to make a movie, you want to have action. You want to have a goal. You want to reach somewhere with it. So hopefully, if you were having a bad day, hopefully that scripture does something for you. You know, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us. As always, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next Saturday. Anything else?
That's it.
All right.